So, al-kafu wa wallamu, right? And lamu. So that therefore means that we have our 9 huruf al-khafdi with al-lami, which Ibn Ajrum rahimahullah mentioned were the huruf al-khafdi. Al-lamu is the 9th one. What is al-lamu used for? Most common usage for lam. Right, al-ikhtisasu. Okay. Al-mulku. Al-mulku. The kingdom is for Allah. So say, Lillahi. Why do we say, why does Allah, lafdhu jalala, become makhfoodun? Because of the li. Right? So, we want to say, the pen is for the boy. How do we say it? Ya Safraz. Al-qalamu. Right. Al-qalamu lil waladi. Al-qalamu lil waladi. Right? So, li here makes al-waladu al-waladi takhfiduhu or tajurruhu. And therefore, al-waladi, how many from the alamat? Alamatul ismiya, from the indicators of it being an ismun, how many do we have in al-waladi?
2.
Not 2, Ya Amr. We have more than 2, don't we? The 2 is dukhul al-alif wal-lam. We've got that, haven't we? Al. So that's 1. The second is the fact that it's preceded by a harfu jar, because a harfu jar cannot enter upon a fi'lun or a harfun, and so that's 2. But what's the third one? Makhfood. Very good, yeah, Safraz. It's makhfood. It's majroor. It's makhfood, right? With the kasra. Remember, that's the first indicator, isn't it? Okay. فَالْإِسْمُ يُعْرَفُ بِالْخَفْضِ. It's important to try and remember those lines, right? فَالْإِسْمُ, the al-ismu, the noun, يُعْرَفُ is known بِالْخَفْضِ. So, if we say al-waladi, if we write al-waladi here, how many indicators of the ismun or al-ismu is on here? 3. 2. 2. There's only 2, isn't there? What are they? Alif and lam and? But there is no harfu jar, ya Namul Haq. There's only makhfood, isn't it? Al-khafd. There's only 2. Is al-waladi, is al-waladi al-lafdhu, is al-waladi al-kalamu in the nuhati amongst grammarians? Is that considered to be al-kalamu? No. Why not? Ya Safraz, why not?
It's only 1.
Because what?
It's only 1 word.
It's only 1 word. Is it al-lafdhu? Yes. Is it al-murakkabu? No. Right? So if we say, we need to have 2, don't we? If we say al-waladu, al-aqilu, right? Now we've got 2 words. Is this now al-kalamu in the nuhati? Ya Namul Haq. Is it Safraz? Is it Ya Amr? Right. If we say al-waladu al-aqilu, what does it mean? The intelligent boy. According to the definition that we mentioned at the beginning by Ibn Ajrum, He said that al-kalamu al-lafdhu. Is it spoken? If I say al-waladu al-aqilu, is it spoken?
Something left.
Is it spoken? Is it malfooz? Am I speaking it? Huh? Yes. Is it, when it's written, is that al-lafdhu?
Yes.
No, they said when it's written, it's not. When it's spoken, when it's spoken, then it is al-lafdhu. When it's spoken, it is al-lafdhu. So, if I say al-waladu al-aqilu, is it al-lafdhu? Yes. Is it al-murakkabu? Yes. Is it al-mufidu?
Yes.
No. If I say to you al-waladu al-aqilu, the intelligent boy, are you happy with that?
Something left.
You're not, are you? Remember, the definition is يحسن السكوت عليه. يحسن السكوت عليه. That when you complete your spoken sentence, it has to be correct for you to stop at that point. You have to be content. The one who's listening has to be content. Are you content for me to say al-waladu al-aqilu? No, it's not al-mufidu, is it? Until what?
Say something about him.
Right, until you say something about him. What can we say about al-waladu al-aqilu?
Like
Hadirun.
yes.
What does hadirun mean?
Presence.
Present. Now if I say al-waladu al-aqilu hadirun, the intelligent boy is present. Are you now content? Do I need to add anything else? No. So they say it is al-mufidu. Just as if I say al-qalamu al-aswadu, the black pen. You're going to say, well, what about the black pen? If I say al-qalamu al-aswadu ladayya is with me, right? Then you're now content, right? Because you have something, information about the pen. And you should already know anyway that if you stop at al-waladu al-aqilu, that cannot be al-kalamu, because it's, what kind of sentence would that be? If you say al-waladu al-aqilu, what type of sentence is it? I mean, this is discussed later on in al-Ajrumiyyah, but you've already been studying Arabic. If you say al-waladu al-aqilu, what type of sentence is it? But it's not. Because al-jumlatul ismiyya tatakawwanu min al-mubtadi wal-khabari. It comprises of al-mubtada and al-khabar. Where, if you say al-waladu al-aqilu, where's the al-khabaru? There is no al-khabaru, is there? All you have is al-mubtada'u al-waladu. This is a na'tu. Don't confuse a na'tu or sifatu for al-khabaru, because it's not. If you said al-waladu aqilun, al-waladu aqilun, now is it complete? Yes, it is, isn't it? And that, if I said al-waladu aqilun, the boy is intelligent, that's considered to be al-kalamu inda nuhati. Right? So, haruful khafdi. Everybody likes haruful jari, don't they? Why? Amr, why? Because it's simple. You know what they are. You know these 9. I mean, there are other opinions regarding how many. Ibn Malik, he specified 21, but that's for a different course. But the point is that these 9 are easy to identify, are they not? And you know that they always only enter upon an ismun, so they can never be applied to a harfun or to a fi'lun. And what did they do to the ismun? تجره or تخفضه. Right? So the next part, because that's not the only thing that makes an ismun majrurun, is it? According to Ibn Ajrum, what follows? وحروف القسم وحروف القسم وهي what are they? What's the first حرف من حروف القسم? الواو. الواو. Right? Yes, but al-waw. So, what is al-qasam? To take an oath. Right? You know, people use this, particularly in the Arab world, all the time, and you shouldn't, except in great and important matters. Right? Right? Like the ayah, وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَّمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. And indeed, it is an oath, لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ, if you did know that this is a great matter. Meaning, when Allah Azza wa Jalla takes an oath, then it's for a great matter. So there are many, many examples, right? Right? At the beginning of Surah Sabah, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَا تَأْتِينَ السَّاعَةُ قُلْ بَلَا وَرَبِّي. So those who disbelieve say, لَا تَأْتِينَ السَّاعَةُ, that the hour is not going to come. What did Allah Azza wa Jalla say in response? قُلْ بَلَا وَرَبِّي. قُلْ بَلَا وَرَبِّي. Say, Bala, yes of course, وَرَبِّي. What does that mean? By my Lord. Right? So, a human being, a basharun, can take an oath by Allah Azza wa Jalla. We can say, Wallahi. Right? We can say, Wa Rabbi. Wa Rabbil Ka'bati, and so on and so forth. That's permissible. But Allah Azza wa Jalla can only also take an oath by His own creation. Right? Like so many ayat. Wal Fajri. Right? Walayalin ashrin. At the beginning. Wal Fajri. Fajr is the time of Al-Fajr. Right? So, what do we notice about Al-Fajr?
Is it because the wow is majrur, that's why? Al-Fajr.
Sorry?
Is it because of wow?
Yeah, the waw is
For the
yeah, min huruf al-qasami.
that's why it's majrur.
Yes.
Alright.
Right? Wal fajri walayalin ashrin washaf'i wal witri, and so on and so forth. Right? All of those asma'un, we know that there are asma'un. Why? What are the indicators here of al-fajri being an ismun? How many are there? Sorry?
3 in there.
3. What are the 3?
First is wow.
The first is the fact that waw is min huruf al-qasami.
And alif lam.
Right? Then we have alif lam.
And then khafti.
Oh, very good, mashallah. Then we have the fact that it's makhfood, al-khafd. Right? If we took away the waw and we said al-fajri, now we only have 2, don't we? The first being al, and the second being that it's bil-khafdi yu'rafu al-ismu bil-khafdi. Right? That is makhfudun. Therefore we know that it is an ismun. Right? So the point to note, is that taking an oath in something that Allah Azza wa Jalla has created, meaning anything other than Allah, is for Allah alone. We only can take an oath by Allah, right? So, al-wawu wa wal-ba'u. So, similarly, if you say Billah, Billahi, so B is exactly the same as Waw, al-Waw. The al-Ba'u has the same function as al-Waw, and it indicates that the word that follows it is an ismun, because al-ba'u as a harf al-qasmi only enters upon an ismun. But what else do we notice about al-ba'u? That it's also,
we discussed before.
right, it's also min huruf al-khafdi, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's here, wal-ba'u. So how do we know whether it's min huruf al-khafdi or min huruf al-qasami? How do we know? The answer is quite simple, really. The context, right? Okay, you know that it is because of the context. So if you say, for example, aqulu billahi, I say billahi, by Allah. This is al-qasam, right? So the third and the final, watta'u, wa ta'u. So remember when very recently we were discussing the story of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, when he argued with his people regarding the idols. Okay, what did he say that he was going to do to the idols? In Surah Al-Anbiya, وَتَاللَّهِ لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَن تُوَلُّوا مُدْبِرِينَ. He said, Tallahi. That is not how you spell Tallahi. It is Tallahi لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ, your idols, right? So Tallahi enters upon an ismun, it makes it makhfudun, okay, and it conveys the same meaning as al-wa'u wal-ba'u, and they are from huruful qasami, from the letters of the oaths. And they're not particularly complicated either, right? So for us, and that is that section of recognizing al-ismu, fal-ismu yu'rafu, etc.